Hey everybody, welcome to Test Chamber. I'm Kyle Hilliard. We got Brian Shea here.
Hey, hey.
And Matt Kato is also here.
Hey.
And we are playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate, or rather, Kato is playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate on PlayStation 4 is the version we're playing.
That's correct.
And Kato's just like running around the street, just murdering people. He has no regard for anybody.
Unless you get pounded like I
by
just did.
a dude
though.
with a cleaver.
That's right.
Jeez.
So
that guy was intimidating.
As I could say with the fours, the levels, I think I'm at level 2 or something. It is a little strict in the sense that it can be kind of brutal when you go into some area of the map or you're fighting against guys you shouldn't be. But there is, plenty of upgrades for your weapons as well as your skills. And that's, I think, kind of how you unlock, so to speak, some of those areas. Although you can go everywhere.
Get a look at this guy's outfit real quick.
Just real quick before the loading finishes. Okay, I just wanted to make sure you could still run around in there. Sorry to interrupt you. I just knew the loading was expiring soon.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really cares about that. And those loadings are more to be more to be suffered through.
I would
than
always
anything
break
else,
into a sprint just to entertain myself while I was waiting through those
That's
things.
true. That is so. The recruit here, as you can see, I can recruit this guy from this gang here. And then if trouble breaks out, you can have a little bit of a posse following you around. But I'm just running through the streets here, so here's another guy I can recruit.
So you just are hey, protect me, hang out with my gang.
Yeah, it's usually I've done it more when I'm just walking around, and they literally will I guess.
Does that
right there?
Does that feel a little like Metal Gear Solid 5 in that sort of recruiting sense, or is it a very different sort of system? You're not bringing these people in permanently.
No, it's
okay.
There are the green people, so to speak, are part of your sort of gang, and the red guys are the enemy, and so you will come across people in the world, but it's not like anything as involved as I've seen that AI's Metal Gear. Anything.
Yeah, you're still pretty early. You've been playing a couple hours here, I think, right?
Yeah, and so so far it's kind of held my hand a little bit and gone through the crafting system, and as well as of course just some of the light story elements so far.
Yeah.
But now as you can see, we'll go in here. And the world's open, so here's a fast travel point. There's plenty of chests and merchants, of course. Here's these story missions for the 4th sequence, and of course there's plenty of side missions and other things we can do. And again, there's that suggested levels. So if I'm at about a 2, I could probably do that 3, but I might have to be a little careful.
Yeah.
How is the crafting system compared to Unity?
Well, the crafting system is actually a little bit more involved in the sense that procuring the items isn't really any different, but it's pretty involved in as far as the gear. As you can see, there's plenty of stuff.
There's a lot of options here.
Yeah, there's a lot of options. There's plenty of stuff here I can't do. And if you go look up at the upper right-hand corner of the screen, you can see some of the different quantities and elements that we're looking at. And so there's a lot of stuff you can use that stuff for, which, if memory serves,
Infinity Gauntlet.
I don't remember, paying too much attention to that stuff in Unity, but here it seems like from the jump, wanting to get some of this other gear, it's going to require me to craft stuff.
This is a small touch, but right when we started, I saw you put on a hat, you took off so you're wearing a hat right now. When you go into assassin mode, do you pull up a hood and take off the hat?
Yeah, that's right. So I guess when I kick X and I crouch,
oh, weird.
They'll
that's
do
kind
that.
of cool.
Yeah, I like that.
I think that's Jack White behind me, actually. But
I'm surprised I got him for the game. Yeah, it's weird to see
He's kind of a jerk, actually.
That'll just be the next big celebrity lawsuit in gaming is Jack White. Like how Lindsay Lohan sued GTA.
Yeah. It's weird that it's a weird thing, but I like it that there's vehicles roaming the street. That's the first time. This is a first for Assassin's Creed. Is that you can GTA your way through the streets, I guess, by just stealing these, right?
Yeah, you can, and it helps to get away if you want to escape an area. You might want to you can go through there.
Can you flip it? Is it? Can you if you go really fast? Can you knock that thing over?
You can ram people like that guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can do that, and it's useful for escaping, but of course there are enemy bugs as well, and that's where the ram comes in. It's not just used for random pedestrians.
Does it flip upside down and start smoking and catch on fire? Then you're oh, I know this thing's got to explode.
The little warning, you better get finding in a buggy. I haven't had that yet. I've gone around a little bit, but yeah, actually, to tell the truth, I have flipped it, and of course, you can run over light posts. which will slow you down. Here we go. Here's a nice little.
Yeah, let's see that in action.
Up there.
Come on.
Yeah.
I actually accelerated through, so that helps as well.
It's just.
So, although I don't think you get anything for knocking down a certain amount of
other than your own personal satisfaction.
Just a maniac on the behind these buggies.
That guy's spent. Let's
you want to head towards maybe is there a side mission or even a story mission that we can go check out maybe?
Yeah, we'll go back. Actually, we can. Well, look how far we've gotten all the way
you got
across
pretty
town.
quick in that. That's nice. Yeah.
So there's another way to traverse. Is that you throw a zip line, right?
Yeah.
Have you unlocked that yet?
Yeah, I have.
Oh,
and
nice. So you get that pretty early.
It's kind of nice because, it's not chained together so much. Maybe let's say a Batman, where you're constantly just, flowing. But at the same time, it is there when you need it. And so I guess the one thing I would say is you kind of have to maybe orientate the camera up a little. Oh, you want me to run?
Yeah. Show me that run, that hot run.
I'm getting there, man. I'm going places. Over there. Here I come.
Someday.
You'll hit L1 and you'll see a little icon, and so you'll know where to go. Occasionally there's times when, let's say in a panic, you'll just hit L1 just to get out of somewhere, and it might take you to, let's say, behind you, to some place you haven't noticed. So it's kind of right in the middle. So as you're running around, you'll find little points to L1 on. There's nothing for me at the moment, but sure enough, I'm sure if I run around.
Oh, there's one.
There's an L1.
All right. I appreciate that it's not everywhere. Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah, and
that's
so
nice.
you definitely I've used it in escapes, but I don't feel like I'm. I don't know. I really don't feel like it's overpowered yet. And you can of course assassinate people from there, and they'll give you some different points.
Yeah, when they first showed it off, I was kind of wondering how because the game is so Assassin's Creed has always been about showing off its climbing mechanics and how cool it looks to climb and climb and climb and climb. But it seemed if I have a hook shot, I'm just going to use that all the time. But it's nice to hear that it's not you're still kind of mixing it up. It doesn't become your main mode of getting around.
Yeah, and I think
nobody expects a thing.
Just hang here.
Hey, why would you be looking up? There's not you're checking out airplanes or anything, right? That's the only reason I look up into the sky, is to make sure the airplanes are still going. Ooh, suggested level 4. Okay,
That's true.
Let's see how this goes.
Well, yeah, we'll see how this goes. And so there's rewards certainly for XP. But also, sometimes for some of maybe missions for your friends, and associates, you might get some crafting materials or an actual weapon or a piece of gear, which is kind of nice, which is a little different, I think, than maybe just doing some of those just, to kill time or just for money.
Jacob,
and who is this historical figure?
This is Alexander Graham Bell.
Perfect.
So we've already done some stuff with him. And of course, the story missions, are the story missions. So the character you'll play will be set in those missions. But if you're in just the free world, you can actually play as either character at any time.
Oh, okay.
A lot of famous inventors just associated themselves with assassins. I'm finding out through this series. Da Vinci was a big fan of Ezio's, if you recall.
And Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah, Benjamin Franklin loved Connor. Loved him.
Although I've also discovered that the serum adopts a form of a gas when subjected to heat.
Just when I think you can't surpass yourself.
Jacob has the same accent as the French Arno from Assassin's Creed Unity. Why is that?
Don't read into it too much. It's complicated. Let's see.
So,
hallucinogenic darts. All right.
Man,
so speaking of Unity, how's the polish of this game, Kato?
I think it definitely, while it may have share in common some traits of your average Assassin's Creed game, where you might kind of grab and sketch onto something you didn't want to, or I haven't actually fallen through the world, but there may be some stutters or just some character weirdness where some guy might just bug out on the side of a carriage or something. I put that all just down to sort of normal Assassin's Creedness.
Yeah.
I have not actually noticed anything that was
look, man, it's on
was really exorbitant or really strange.
So we're not talking Unity levels of bugginess.
Not that I've encountered. I really don't think so. I've been playing this game for... Here I come, guys. I've been playing this game for, about a day. So as you can see, I'm in the 4th sequence. And I have not come across anything, unlike... it seems like the reports of Unity were pretty, kind of fast and furious. And it doesn't... haven't encountered that luckily.
Well, that's good.
So
That's optimistic. Let's hope it stays like that by the time the
that's
game.
okay. Let's see if
comes
we
out.
can disperse those.
Do you have,
guys
so you have
when
like a hallucinogenic dart?
Yeah, I wonder.
That
Can you
sounds
use that
cool.
on yourself? That could be an interesting experience.
Just shoot it straight up in the
But
air and try to
maybe-
land underneath of it.
Yeah, that's. We'll do that in our
Up
free
here.
time.
Yeah,
you know,
yes, right.
not, maybe not.
Not during office hours.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I didn't shoot the fire. It looks like I shot them, but oh well.
Oh,
All
is
right.
that where you're trying to shoot the fire?
I was trying to shoot the fire, but maybe it was actually different.
Yeah.
Everything about this game seems quick. I guess Unity was pretty quick in terms of like climbing and stuff like that, but Jacob just seems to move really fast.
Yeah, he
just across
does.
everything.
Yeah, and like I've gotten into plenty of combat situations with Evie, who is supposed to be more of the stealth. I mean,
Yeah.
you're definitely going to fight with her. Make no mistake about it. And I found her to be somewhat similar. You know, maybe her health is lower. I'm actually not sure, but later on there will be some more character-specific abilities. Like for instance, Evie has the ability to put on when she's standing still and she puts her hood on. Hit X to go into stealth. She actually will become invisible. And I don't know what
Okay.
Jacob's is, but I imagine it's maybe a little more melee focused.
So they are distinct, which is cool. I assume they were just kind of like palette swaps, but they are very.
I mean, those are distinct skills. I got to be honest with you. I think my term
Oh.
in my time, I haven't. I've fought and done stuff with her, and I've done stuff with him, and it hasn't been wildly different.
Gotcha.
But like I said, those will probably be some high level skills that you'll do, and I'm sure those will come into handy.
I appreciate that you can punch the hats off people.
Yeah,
It's a nice touch.
I guess new meaning to the word "doff your cap." I guess. I don't know, maybe that's a trophy. Maybe or maybe I don't know.
Oh,
man. That guy
These
just
things.
got fed up with me. He's like, "I'm just gonna shoot you."
Yeah, you should have
So-
started with that.
Can we? That's the opener.
Yeah, right.
So can we see a little bit of gameplay as Evie?
Yeah. Once we get in, and again, it's when you're in the story mission, you're in a story mission, and that one actually was for Jacob. And in the cutscenes I've seen a lot of so far, the story's dealt with the both of them. They haven't really split off, so to speak. So far the story seems to be sort of gelling with my open world exploits, even though I've been playing mainly as Evie. But when you're in there, you can actually hit R3 anytime on the map. And so let's see if it'll take us to the
Well, yeah, it might
story.
throw us right back into the mission here.
But when you're out in the out in the free world and you're just doing associates or whatever, then you can associate missions. You can just do like if we were in here, you could just do R3,
Okay.
and it would just take her right to her or to him. So okay, so that was a fire source. So I was targeting it, but I wonder if
Oh, so it
can-
should like blow up and or not necessarily blow up, I guess, but
Let's
spread
see here.
fire.
Oh, here's
Oh,
the
yeah,
dart.
let's
There
see
we
that.
go.
Well,
So what is that just going to make them all hallucinate then?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
because remember Graham Bell, who I didn't know he dealt with poisons. I thought he was more interested in phones, but he said when it heats up, it kind of explodes into a gas.
Yeah,
So,
similar to like
there
the
we go.
Unity. What they had those darts in Unity.
Uh-oh.
There's also let's see, just a. That's just
last
chest.
known
That's
position kind of
okay.
thing.
I'm gonna
What was the
crouch
first game to
here.
do that? Was it Splinter Cell? Was the first one to do that
Yeah,
last known
probably.
position?
It's not really. Yeah, it's not a new thing. I've certainly seen it quite a bit.
Okay, I
That
probably.
he's big,
He is involved too.
and he's got a meat cleaver. Everyone's got knives.
Okay, I'm gonna
Cool.
see if we can get out of here and maybe. Seems it didn't go so well for me last time. Oh, did you jump over that wall too?
Oh,
I guess
that
looks
was a
like
guy.
you did.
Oh,
there's
there's people
whole
everywhere.
There's a lot of
people
guys
here.
right now.
All right,
There
we're
you
gonna
go.
L1 this.
Just Batman your way out of there.
That's cool. I like that animation. I guess partially it's because I'm so used to seeing Batman do it that I appreciate that he kind of like bounds along the wall and stuff like that.
So, at PAX, the first thing I said when I did that and I was playing this with Ubisoft was, "Oh, it's kind of like Batman," and you could tell they just heard that about a million times over
That
the course of
day.
the show.
Just that day
Just-
actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, yeah, it's a little different."
But not. Oh, you can swim, right? You've been
Yes.
able to swim since 2.
Yeah, Altair was notoriously aquaphobic.
Yeah.
And actually, I've been on some of these barges along the Thames, which is kind of its weird own like sort of subsection of the map.
Okay.
And you can get on sort of accidentally or intentionally get on Templar boats. And so
Oh, no.
I was kind of doing Frogger one time just across the river, just jumping from boat to boat as we're moving. I was like, oh, I'm on the Templar boat for for a half a second, you know, a little warning went up. And so that's, you know, I guess like I said, the Thames is kind of its own little, you know, ecosystem sort of part of the map as well.
Yeah. That's the Assassin's Creed I know right there.
Yeah.
Making
Rid of all that grappling hook nonsense.
Grunting and grappling.
Grunting and grappling.
Cool. So is there anything else? I guess we're still kind of in the middle of this mission. Is there anything else we want to take a look at or anything? Anything cool that you've encountered in your first couple hours here, Kato?
Well, you know, the map definitely opens out. You know, it takes a little while to open up.
Oh, yeah,
and
of
you
course.
go through some missions as, you know, Evie and Jacob. And, I mean, like you were talking about Unity, you know, certainly I think some of the things are streamlined from Unity as far as, you know, how it works. And I think there's also just some general little tweaks from what I can remember of Unity as well. Like we were talking about the upgrade system, which is kind of neat, which I think for as much stuff as, you know, is thrown at you in your average Assassin's Creed map, it's kind of nice because having the upgrade system gives you a little bit more incentive, I think, maybe to try to do some of those other missions. And, you know, I'll be interested to see as it goes on with, like, the enemy levels and even the missions. It'll tell you, like, yeah, this guy just is taking it, man. Finally put this guy out of his misery,
There you
man.
go.
Holy moly. Even the missions, it'll tell you in different sort of assassination contracts and stuff you can take on. It'll tell you straight up, like, this is a level, you know, 5. This is a level 8. And it's not that they won't be open it to you. It's just that I think you're really going to want to choose your gear, choose what kind of play set, maybe even choose what kind of character you want before you take, you know, think about taking that on. And so far, I mean, I think I'm a level 2. And if you actually go in here, you can take a look at how you can upgrade the characters. And so if you just play as Evie, for instance, you'll get all these skill points in the upper right-hand corner there. It says 9. So I've accrued that all through my playtime with both characters. And so I haven't really upgraded him, so I can just go crazy on this map. But if I'd played as him all along, it'd kind of be the reverse for Evie. So it's kind of nice. And then we kind of like what I think Mass Effect, you know, used to do those. You'd come back, or I'm thinking of maybe Knights of the Old Republic. We'd come back to those characters in Ebon Hawk, and all of a sudden it'd be like, oh, you've got
like a whole bank of points and stuff like that.
You've got a whole slew of stuff to do. So that's kind of nice. But I imagine there'll be some situations where I probably might, depending on what kind of skills I unlock for Jacob, maybe there'll become a mission where it might just be easier for the way I like to play. It might just be easier to use one character or the other.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, are there a ton of tailing missions? 'Cause that's always just like the bane of the Assassin's Creed player's existence.
I have walked and talked. I believe I've trailed somebody once, but not so far. But I'm sure that you're right. They're going to be in here. This is the gang upgrades, which are kind of cool, separate from like your skills. These are little things you have just for, you know, the green people that you end up recruiting along the way. And so this is kind of cool. This is one I've come across just
Little
recently. Whereas like you go by them and literally just hit R1 and they'll just throw you some cash.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
you
Just
know,
like real life children.
yeah,
that's all kids are
not
good
my
for.
kid. It kind of works in the reverse.
Throw money at the
enough,
kid.
Yeah. And so there's that, and here again is the
Did I see that
crafting.
you could own a pub?
Yeah, I have not gotten to, you know, there
Buy
you go, the
pubs.
upgrade
All right.
upgrade cost, as well as like the money, and as well as like the crafting materials it takes to
Okay,
unlock
cool.
that. And there's other things for levels, like if
Play
you go
soccer?
into
There's all kinds of weird stuff in there.
if you go into the crafting here, it's going to be sorry.
oh, it won't let you because you're.
Yeah,
are currently looking for you.
I'm currently on the lam. But if you go into there, there'll be often a crafting cost as well as just a level, and of course money. So those, I guess, are 3 sort of interdependent systems for, you know, how you're going to unlock things.
Well, let's see if we can take out that last guy there. Can you take him out from a distance, or do you need to get in close?
I think I can.
'Cause,
Well,
like,
he's
you made-
asking for it, man.
The 2 other guys, they hallucinated each other to death, I guess, or something.
Kill. I wonder if I can get a zip line.
Kill the blighters.
If I can get a zip line over to like and get air assassinating here.
Oh, here we go.
Yes.
I like it.
There we
Murder
go.
him.
Come on.
You did exactly what it requested. Throw him in the river, man. Just pick him up, toss him in there.
Hey, we're okay now.
Was it square for throw? Yeah, just chuck them in there. That'll be a good way to end this test chamber.
Have a drink.
Perfect. Well, that's a good look at Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which is out this coming Friday.
That's correct.
And we'll have our formal review, ready pretty soon. Yeah, there you go. Get excited, or don't.
Or don't.
It's entirely up to you. You can
I
do
think there'll
whatever
be
you want.
some mild excitement.
Yeah.
Excitement of a kind, I think.
Yeah.
Is
I'm
worth it.
I'm excited to see the feedback because I kind of fell off the Assassin's Creed sort of franchise, and I'm excited to I like the series. I just like the last two didn't really do much for me. So if it's cool and people like it, I'm gonna give it a shot for sure.
Come on in, boys, and take care of that stuff. There you go.
All right. Well, thanks for showing us around, Kato. Thanks, Shay.
Thank you.
And thanks people for watching.